Football clubs don't just survive because of trophies or wealthy owners or big money players. They survive off of fans. Fans don't just watch football. They protect it, they guard its history, and they hold clubs accountable, and sometimes they literally save stadiums. There's no better example than here at Stamford Bridge. Stamford Bridge was built in 1877, almost 30 years before Chelsea had even existed. It was first offered to Fulham, who rejected it. If they had have said yes, Chelsea Football Club simply would not exist today. Jump forward to the 1980s and Chelsea were in serious trouble. The East Stand rebuild had gone massively over budget and Chelsea were drowning financially, and something drastic had to be done. In 1984, the Mears family sold the freehold of Stamford Bridge to a property developer called Marla Estates, separating the club from the stadium. And Marla had one plan: to redevelop the land, build on it and force Chelsea Football Club out. This sparked a long, brutal battle between the club and the developers. Ken Bates, Chelsea chairman, launched the famous Save the Bridge campaign to fight back. For years, courts and lawyers became as important to Chelsea as goals. Chelsea were fighting for their identity. And then came the turning point. Marla's parent company, Cabra Estates, went into provisional liquidation in the early 1990s. The entire development fell apart. Ken Bates moved quickly. He negotiated directly with Cabra's creditors, mainly the Royal Bank of Scotland, and bought back the freehold of Chelsea Football Club. In that moment, Chelsea Football Club saved Stamford Bridge from becoming offices, apartments, or a shopping complex. It was one of the most important victories the club ever had off the pitch, not on it. But Bates realised something important. If the stadium could be sold once, it could be sold again. So in 1993, Chelsea Pitch Owners, the CPO, was born. It wasn't a billionaire, it wasn't an investment group. It was a non-for-profit organisation owned by the fans. In 1997, nearly 13,000 supporters bought shares and raised the money for the CPO to buy the freehold of Stamford Bridge, the pitch, the turnstiles and even the name Chelsea Football Club. The club then licensed its own name back from the fans on one condition: Chelsea Football Club must play all of their home games here at Stamford Bridge. If Chelsea ever decide to move from Stamford Bridge, they legally cannot call themselves Chelsea FC. Today, Chelsea lease Stamford Bridge from the CPO on a 199-year lease. And when you walk around the outside of Stamford Bridge, you can see where Chelsea Football Club ends and the CPO starts, marked in the different coloured bricks. It's a reminder that hidden in the walls of Chelsea Football Club is that the fans own the foundation of this club. Chelsea's challenges didn't end with securing the freehold. Even today, Stamford Bridge is one of the hardest stadiums in the country to redevelop. And the main reason is something you'd never expect. In Richmond Park, there's a small hill called King Henry VIII's Mound. Stand on it and you get a perfectly framed, mile-long view to the dome of St Paul's Cathedral. That is a legally protected view, meaning nothing is allowed to raise high enough to interrupt it. And guess what sits directly in that line of sight? Stamford Bridge. So why not dig down and rebuild from below? Technically possible, but it comes with its own nightmare. Stamford Bridge is boxed in all sides, tightly packed with residential streets, local businesses, and not one but two railway lines hemming it in. Any deep excavation or large-scale reconstruction becomes a logistical headache. A full rebuild would mean that Chelsea would have to leave Stamford Bridge for potentially 5 to 7 years, probably playing at Wembley. It's not that Chelsea won't redevelop, it's that we're digging into a housing estate with local businesses. So when you walk around Stamford Bridge, it's a reminder that this isn't actually Chelsea's stadium. It belongs to the supporters who fought legal battles, bought shares, protected the club from developers and kept more than a century of Chelsea's history alive. When owners come and go, managers come and go, players, they come and go, but fans, they stay. Fans are the ones who fight. They're the ones who keep football alive, keep history alive. And it's a reminder that the fans are at the heart of any football club. And thanks to the Chelsea pitch owners, Stamford Bridge will always remain exactly where it belongs, in the hands of the people who love Chelsea the most.